Welcome. We are focusing on the movie Train to Busan. In this movie, we are mostly on a train while the world is changing into an apocalyptic world. It's a zombie-themed movie, but it's focused on one specific man and his child in particular. When we first see the protagonist played by Gong Yu, we see the character working hard, and it's established the type of person he is. Someone who believes in making the money, so much so that he's quite busy, and it shows in his relationship with his daughter, Su-an. It's not the best. And per her request to go with her mother, he, naturally, because he cares for his child, takes her on the next train to Busan, where her mother resides. However, during their ride within the train, an infected passenger aborts the train, beginning the landslide of infected individuals, spreading this unknown virus through biting. I understood the train worker being concerned over the lady when she was jerky and all, but after the lady looked at her and snarled, she should have thrown Mama off the train. She should have tucked and rolled out the way, then kicked her, stuffed the radio in her mouth, because she was given the opportunity to do so. This film had many funny moments. Take this one with the one zombie guy jumping and tackling the non-infected dude. Done. The actor deserved every inch of their check, as did all the cast that played the zombie extras while the jerking, bending, flinching, and snarling was going on. Loved it. It felt so realistic. I was impressed. Like, make your money. Get it. My dude, Mang-dong-sok, was in here as well, and I'm glad they didn't give him a little part. They gave him a sufficient amount of screen time. This is the first movie I had seen him in before Eternals. He played a real hero in this film, quite strong and steady. In the film, he has a pregnant wife, Seong-kyo, and he always makes sure she's safe. However, he dies in this film, and that is part of my beef with this movie because he really didn't need to be written out. I liked that his character, the true hero of the story, displayed heroism so much that he inspired the heroism to manifest in others. The main man of the story, Sek-woo, came one after bumping into Ma Dong-sok's character. This movie had teaching moments in it. First, in a dire situation, stay cool-headed. People accomplish nothing losing their sense of self or acting frantic, as it showed in here. Many people acted very ignorant and ridiculous, while other people such as Sok-goo's team acted unified, thought wisely, and swiftly. We see Sok-gu thinking and noticing how sight existed as one of the stimuluses for the zombies. Then, Seong-kyo thought swiftly on her feet to use some water and newspaper to cover the screen so the infected wouldn't see them. Keep in mind, I said she thought swiftly on her feet. She's amongst the solution-oriented characters. Remember I said that. Second teaching moment. Do not misplace your trust or bow down to fear. Forget that. Forget the fear. Focus on the task at hand and get it done. There's a scene when people give in to fear so much that they go against fellow non-infected human beings. There was actually a couple scenes of that, but it was when it was a group effort to go against another group of human beings. Throughout the scene, it showed the special bond between two sisters. They were older and they seemed quite close. Because of people's fear, one of the sisters became infected and the other made sure that those fearful, cowardice people get what they gave to her sister. She was a whole mood. I would have done the same, especially at her age. People forget that they were strangers to her and her sister was her family. It's one thing to be born with a sibling, it's another for someone to earn the right to call themselves that to you, and they showed a strong siblinghood. I enjoyed seeing it. Moving on, I will bring up that in an apocalyptic world, especially when it's just starting off, you need to weigh who contributes to the team in an ethical and wise manner. Take this. He didn't do anything but cause a ruckus, harm individuals. He's worse than any of the zombies. He fed so many humans to the zombies, and he was shamelessly shameful. Why no one kicked him off, I will never know. In the real world, in a dire situation such as this, he would have been the first person to be thrown off because he would have ticked off the right one. I can speak from my generation. He would have been dealt with in the first hour of the apocalypse by someone that was younger than him. Obviously, that's the one thing that wasn't realistic about this movie. Him living as long as he did. He needed to be kicked off along with any zombies they ran into. That's the third teaching moment. Kick the zombies off the train regardless if it's moving. The fact that no one thought to open the train's doors and kick the zombies off whenever they engaged with them was disappointing. If this had been my family and I in this situation, wouldn't have been all the hesitation I saw in this movie. We would have climbed out one of the windows, walked or crawled our way on the top of the train to the conductor's car where it was the safest. Better yet, made our way on the side of the train calmly, going across the side of the train to the conductor's car. But anyway, he gets dealt with, and first he gets infected, and then Sok-woo fights with him a bit and throws him off. But my thing is, it was a whole scene. While he was busy talking because he wasn't so far gone or taken by the affection that he wasn't coherent enough to speak, Sok-gu was hesitating. He hesitated, and I thought, why doesn't he kick him off as he was talking? It doesn't make sense. Remember Seong-kyung, how she was a swift and quick thinker? She tries to help by hitting the infected with her purse, but why didn't she offer this item to Seok-gu as he was talking, or while Seok-gu was fighting him? He could have used it as a weapon or a gag. The mouth exists as the most dangerous aspect for this zombie. Therefore, that's the part to take care of in the very beginning of the fight, rendering the zombie less harmful. Then, why didn't Seok-gu think to cut off his hand when he got bit? Bite the bullet. Sure, we can say that there's nothing around to use, but why not manifest a knife in Seong-kyung's purse? Since this is a fictional world where zombies exist and people don't think to kick zombies off the train. And let's not forget the young one. She did really well in here. She brought them tears. I felt them. She did well and executed the character very well. Overall, this movie taught how time is precious and to treasure the time you have. Do not waste it. The message really came through about people sometimes are so focused on the future, they don't focus on the present. Love those who deserve to be loved by you, who are innocent and dear to you, those who would save you from zombies placing themselves in harm's way, those who are loyal to you as much as you are loyal to them. As we saw between Seok-gu, his daughter, Sung-hwa, Seong-kyung, and the young guy. In addition, be careful who you trust because you don't want to help the wrong person who would throw you to zombies. The movie was fun, yet heartfelt. And that's just my take on it, but feel free to leave comments about your own perception of this movie and how you felt about it. That's all for today. Stay tuned.